I'm going to. Should I go live through the OTS page or my personal?
Go on your personal, and then share it to the page in the group. All right, I'm going live here. Okay, so when you're done, just join here. That way, it's both of our. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. So on my Instagram.
If you go to my page, you'll see that I'm live, and then you should. What up, Nick? What up, Nick? You should If you go to my page, there you go. You'll see that I'm live, and then you should. What up, Nick? What up, Nick? Yeah, let's turn that down.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is. I'm telling you, man. I've never done this.
No, you go, man. You go. I sent there. Look, I see you on both of my screens now, Doug.
Okay. This is interesting. All right, so
let me get my AirPods on, and we'll be good. Sorry, guys, we're working out the king. I know we got 3 people in here. One is Derek. So we're working everything out here so that we can. We're gonna do a live recording. We're going to do a live recording of Realish, our podcast. We're discussing horror films. So please stay in and join the conversation. We're about to, well, I think we're technically recording already.
We're not, but so this is weird. I can't get my volume all the way down on my phone.
Mine either. Wait, here, scroll down. Like, don't do it on the side of your phone. Do it from the scroll bar.
Gotcha.
I got it all the way down that way.
Nah, it's all the way down there.
Is it? That's for you, Nick. You want me to record on the laptop?
I'm actually about to hit recording here.
Okay.
Let me see.
We live on the Facebook page too?
Not yet. Just need to share this.
Cool. Nick, you still there? Sean, you there? Stay in. Don't leave. We need the viewers. Invite your friends. Invite all your friends. We're talking horror films, and honestly, we'll talk about everything because we get distracted. We'll definitely be discussing MCU and the Spider-Verse because my dog Tobey Maguire's back. He's bite.
Bro, I'm still not giving up on that. Tobey Maguire is not the best one.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Let's start work. Can you hear me good on the phone?
I got you. Well, no, I have my AirPods in from the laptop, so we're good on that.
All right.
I should probably look into the laptop because that goes to the YouTube page.
Yeah.
But.
All right, so you would think for someone that's been in media production as long as I have, I would know what the fuck I'm doing.
You would think. You would think.
My God.
Sammy OTS, hello.
All right, I think we are
live on Facebook too, so I'll share that. Who's ready to discuss some horror films? Go ahead and drop your top 5s in here now, and we will discuss y'all's top 5 and our top 5. Is it on Facebook? Is it your personal or is it the OTS page? Or are you just sharing the YouTube link?
I'm about to share the YouTube link.
Gotcha. I'm playing in my ear.
All right. All right. Hopefully we're good now.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
All right. All right. So this is a first.
I like it.
Yeah. We've been needing to do this anyway, so.
I just shared it. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm gonna start recording as a backup.
Right.
Hold on 1 second. If you want to share this to your followers on Instagram too, you can do that.
Don't even ask me to do that. I don't even know how to do that right now.
All right. I just sent off a quick 40 invites.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yes, sir.
Go. All right, I'm gonna start recording. I need your permission.
Oh, I gotcha. All right, you're good to go.
Okay. Welcome back to another episode of Realish. My name is LJ Jones, and with me, as always, I got my guy Derek. What's good?
What's good, bro? How you been?
Good. I've been good, man. It's been we got to do better at this. We got to do. It's been what, 3 weeks? We got to be consistent.
Yeah, I think so. What was our last episode about anyway?
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Tom Holland's still the best one. I don't care. No one's been able to change my mind yet.
Yeah, I just said it. Go fuck yourself. Listen. All right, guys, listen. It's October, so it's spooky season. Okay, so we're here to discuss horror films all month. Every episode is going to be nothing but horror films and some family Halloween, because we got to get that in there. Halloween Town, what's up? This episode is going to be top 5 horror films. So we're live right now on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So if you're here, which there's not many people here, but if you're here, go ahead and drop your top 5 horror films in the drop your top 5 horror films in the comments, and we will we'll discuss it. Derek, listen, I'm gonna let you do the honors. All right, top 5 horror films, go.
Okay, so my top 5. This is my personal top 5, and no one judge me because I didn't get into horror films until mad late. You know, I grew up in a religious household, so the horror film thing wasn't happening until later.
Me too.
I
couldn't watch Harry Potter, man. Listen,
bro, Harry Potter. What else?
Man.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z. I couldn't watch any of that. Shoot. Okay, so my top 5 in no particular order. I'm gonna go Paranormal Activity 1, 2, and 3. Get Out.
Just filling up your whole top 5 with Paranormal Activity, dog. What?
Just like that.
That's a cop out. That's a cop out.
It is. But I'll say the reason why I say 1, 2, and 3 is because all 3 scared the living hell out of me.
Okay.
And I don't know why, but I kept going back to watch them. I might even go back and watch them maybe this week and next week as well. But
I've only seen the first one.
Really?
Give it a buck. Yeah, I saw the first one with Nolan Ammon and Noah Centineo in Burbank when I was living in LA when they first came out. Yeah. So and that was a good watch. It was that like usually horror films don't like creep me out, but that one got me a little bit.
I think it was the first one where no, maybe it was the second one. That guy got dragged down the basement.
I don't know.
Oh, so yeah, I'm sorry. Some guy got dragged down to a basement, and I remember walking past a closet in my house when I watched it. After I watched it, it just scared the hell out of me. So 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
I'm going Get Out,
Okay.
The Conjuring,
Okay.
and as an honorable mention, I'm going to say The Ring.
Okay. I can dig it. I can dig it.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I lost you. You there?
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, those are good. Those are good choices. I'm gonna go with my no order. Um, and see, because you had a cop out, I'm gonna have a cop out too. I didn't originally, but I'm gonna have one now. Insidious 1 and 2.
Okay.
I really honestly love the Insidious films. Um, so Insidious 1, Insidious 2. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Um,
Did that
the
scare you?
con what
I know you did last summer.
didn't scare me. I just liked the movie.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say Get Out. And I'm also now this is a horror film, but it's a goofy horror film, and I love it. My Bloody Valentine, the newer one with Jensen Ackles.
I never saw that one.
That is it. It is a good, non-scary, supposed to be campy, goofy horror film. It is
Okay.
good. It is good. Now let's we're gonna discuss our top five, but let's check the comments out. We got Sammy said Halloween, and then she also said the year 2020. Um, Maddie said Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Silence of the Lambs, It Chapter 1, Get Out, and Halloween 2018. I forgot about It. It
I was
2
about to
is
say
should be in my top 5. I love It 1, but It 2 has to be in my top 5.
I'm
So I'm going
actually
to kick
going
out My
to.
Bloody Valentine.
Okay. I'm actually going to watch that one this week. I still haven't seen the second one.
You still
The
haven't, man, we
bro,
discussed
I
it.
I know.
Man.
You know why I haven't seen it? Because I forgot I needed to go back and watch the first one again because I saw that one in theaters.
Yeah.
And by the time the second one came out, I kind of forgot the little details of specific storylines. So I want to go back and watch it. So I actually just rewatched that yesterday. Yesterday or the day before, and I'm going to watch the second one this week. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
That one, I will say, it was actually scary in theaters.
I didn't see
It,
the first one in theaters. I did see it in, I saw 2 in theaters.
okay.
Um, But you know, an honorable mention wasn't scary to me, but was a great film. Was A Quiet Place, which I'm surprised didn't make your 5 because I know you
You
love
know
that
what?
movie.
It wasn't scary. And see, this is
I
another
mean,
thing.
but to see it's considered a horror film, but it wasn't scary to me.
It's considered a horror film, but I only wanted to put the movies in my top five that scared the living hell out of me. I didn't want
Yeah,
to put the ones that were considered horror, but were more so like thriller or something like that. But A
yeah,
Quiet Place is definitely, if it's going to be categorized as horror,
yeah.
I'll put it up there. I'll definitely put it up there. But
Uh,
I just wanted the ones that actually scared the hell out of me.
but see, and that's my problem though. Is like I don't get scared in horror films. I just don't like. So that
Yeah.
was what was hard. Like, I mean, that you know, I think horror films is a very difficult genre because it's not the same as an action film. Because if you are going to see an action film,
Hmm.
you're just going to see shit blow up. You're going to see fight sequences. So you're going to get that, right? If you're going to see a
Right.
dramatic film, you're going to get the sadness or the tragedy or the whatever. If you're going to see comedy, you're going there for laughs. But
Right.
I think people struggle with defining horror films because there's so many different subgenres within horror films, right? So
Hmm.
what are you going to a horror film for? Are you going to be scared? Are you going for gore? Are you going for who's the killer? Are you going for a slasher film? You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
I think that's why the Halloween or the horror film genre um is a difficult one to approach. I think even for
Yeah.
filmmakers. Um
Yeah.
because every fan, every audience member has a different idea of what a horror film should be, which isn't
Mhm.
the case for any other genre in cinema.
That's an interesting point because I know for me when
Mm.
I think about horror films, I think about films that really get to me. So
Yeah,
like even being in media production, I know all the tricks and stuff like that, like how they do whatever. I like when a movie, regardless of the genre, takes me out of the production mindset and
yeah,
allows me to just be an audience member.
Yep.
Whatever film can allow me to do that, I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of it. 'Cause
sure.
I love to analyze film, but I like to be able to watch it and just be engrossed into the film.
Mhm.
So much so that I forget all about that until I go to watch it the second or third time.
See, It Chapter 2 did that for me. My thing with It Chapter 2
that
was
happened to me on the second watch.
on the first one, or you said you didn't see the second one, right?
No, I'm saying that on the second time I watched it.
Got you. Okay, yeah. Well, with It Chapter 2, my thing was just like being amazed by the casting of the adult counterparts. It's like I just like how they figured out the perfect the perfect people to play these adult versions of the kids. You know what I mean? Was phenomenal.
I think my favorite part about it was I do not know how to pronounce the guy's name, but the guy who played Pennywise.
Bill Skarsgård.
There you go. He is phenomenal, especially like in the face. Like when you look into his eyes and to know that he's actually doing all that and it's not. Yeah. See, that's what I appreciate more so when I watch those things. Like as much as filmed, actually filmed that the actor is actually doing. To me, that is when I really get engrossed into it and I'm not paying attention to the ins and outs of the production itself.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, let's check these comments out. Sammy, did I say she? Whoops. I apologize.
Sammy,
my bad.
That's the new addition.
I didn't mean.
He's a new addition to OTS.
I did not mean to say she. I apologize. Maddie, Chapter 2 was weird, and Maddie also said, "Let's add Midsommar, not scary but weird and psychological."
I hated that film.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. All right, listen, Derek. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I did not want to see Midsommar because I was like, nope, fuck that. I don't want to see that. Just the trailer for that was like, I don't know. I mean, I'll see it at some point, but that one, that one had me. I haven't seen Hereditary. A24 I love A24. I just haven't seen those two films. I do want to see Hereditary. Yeah, Grant.
Midsommar was absolute garbage.
Was it garbage?
Yeah.
Maddie, talk to my guy. He says it's garbage.
Hated everything about that movie. Rihanna suggested that we watch it. Like, I don't even know when that was. Bro, I almost threw up watching that movie. And I don't get if I watched. That was absolute nah.
But that's what I heard. It was more
that guy got killed that early.
Well, I mean, it's a horror film.
Yeah.
And The Invisible Man. That doesn't make my top 5, but we will discuss it. We're going to do an episode on contemporary horror films.
Did you like that?
Yes, I loved it. I saw it twice.
I haven't seen it.
I did really enjoy it. It's definitely, I think it's considered a horror film. I mean, it's a remake of a horror film, but it falls into more so the thriller subgenre for me.
Right.
But it was very well done. And the black guy made it to the end. So I mean, not to spoil it for you, dog. But listen, Aldous Hodge, he made it.
That's very rare.
I know. What's the horror film Mekhi Phifer was in? Was that? I know what you did last summer, like the third one. Mekhi Phifer. I can't think of what horror film he did. There was one. He died in the beginning. That was my.
Well, what was he really in it then?
It
was at the very beginning.
This was This is before 8 Mile. Before 8 Mile.
Oh. Yeah.
I can't.
He was early.
Let's see. Yeah, Grant. He said, "I've heard Midsommar is trash." So I mean, and then Maddie said, "Midsommar is everything you think weird cults are."
No, now that is true. That is true. Yeah. I don't even know where to begin with that film, man. That was just absolute.
I've only seen the first episode. But I mean, I guess maybe it could fit into a horror theme, but we'll talk about it in November. But The Vow on HBO Max, we got to talk about that docuseries. That's about the cult that Allison Mack from Smallville was a part of.
Oh, I forgot about that being on there.
And you and I both being Smallville fans, we got to talk
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
But let's break down our top five. Let's get into it. I'll start. Let's talk Insidious. What did
Yeah.
you think about Insidious?
Man, I haven't seen the first one or second one in so long. I kind of forgot it. But it didn't seem as cheesy as I thought it would be. Because that's a branch off of the Conjuring, correct?
Nope, Insidious came first.
Insidious came
And
first, and
it's
Conjuring
two
is
it's two separate worlds. Conjuring
okay.
has branched into 8 films, different spin-offs and stuff like that. But Insidious was just 1, 2, 3, and 4,
Okay.
which I haven't seen 4. I've seen 3. Haley
My
Kiyoko
bad.
did a
I
good
don't
job,
even.
but I haven't seen
I
4.
definitely have seen 4. I'm not sure if I saw the third one or not, but
The
I
third
mean,
was a different cast. It wasn't Patrick Wilson and Rose Byrne. It
okay.
was a totally new. Well, I mean, they had I forget her name, but the older woman from Insidious, the
Mm-hmm.
demonologist.
Mm-hmm.
She has carried 3 and 4.
Okay. I don't know if I saw the third one then. I know I saw the
But
first 2.
I'll say Insidious. First off, James Wan, he's probably one of the best horror directors of all time, right? I mean, we have to give him that because he has really redefined every reset in the horror film industry, right? With Saw turned it gory. Insidious. I mean, how do you define Insidious? I mean, Insidious was it didn't bank on jump scares. It didn't bank on those corny little things. Like, it was just eerie. You know what I mean? And I'll say one thing for me is children in horror films. I don't like that. That's good. That freaks me out. So Insidious, when that little kid is running back and forth and they're playing that stupid creepy song like Tiptoe Through the Tulips, I hate that song, and that song gives me nightmares.
You just reminded me of another movie, Orphan.
I haven't seen that, but yeah.
Okay, Orphan, and I hate saying this, but that movie makes me not want to ever adopt.
Yeah.
Oh my god, man, that movie. Yeah, you need to see it. You need to check that out because that's actually one I think we should discuss.
We should discuss Brightburn too. I haven't seen that yet, but it's on Hulu.
I haven't seen that.
Brightburn is James Gunn produced. I don't think he directed it. I think he produced it. But it's a kid gets superpowers, and it's a horror film.
Yeah, we can check that out for real. Yeah.
That looks great. And then also there's another new one. These are all ones we can discuss on the contemporary episode, but what I forget his name. Is a dude from. It's the kid who played Georgie. He plays. Did you? He did a horror film. I can't think of.
Familiar to me.
He did a horror film like last year. I can't think of the name of it, but it does look super good. Sammy said Grudge 2 made me have to sleep with the nightlight. I don't think I've seen Grudge 1. I don't think I've seen 2. Do you consider Final Destination that franchise horror films?
Okay. For me, I'm going to say yes, and I'll tell you why. Because it feeds into my anxiety. So I forget which one it was.
Like Pennywise.
Yeah, exactly like Pennywise. I think the first one was when they had a plane crash.
Yeah, yes, I think so.
The
one I always remember is Roller Coaster. No, Roller Coaster was like the last one, I think.
Whichever one. Those two messed me up. Like when I actually went on a roller coaster for the first time.
Yeah.
Bro. And I'm not sure how many people actually like listening to this that live in Atlanta, but Six Flags has they built a roller coaster called Goliath like 15 years ago. That was my very first roller coaster ever. I don't know what possessed me to do that.
How old were you?
Man, I had to be around like 12 or 13, so that was more than 15 years ago.
I think I went on my first roller coaster when I was like 8.
Yeah, bro.
It was a smaller one. It wasn't a kid one, but it was at Busch Gardens here in Tampa.
Yeah, see, I hate heights, and especially heights where I don't feel like I'm secure.
Yeah.
So yeah, going when I we got to the peak of Goliath, I thought about Final Destination.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know how I made it off that. I don't know how
I
that.
I Final Destinations to me were more thriller, to me. Um, but we're getting off topic. Insidious. Patrick Wilson. Listen, you could take my G card if you want to. I'm gonna just say this: Patrick Wilson is my man crush, bro. So I love anything Patrick Wilson does. But let me preface it. Yeah, we it hasn't come out yet, but for Starving Artists, we did a Full Monty reunion, right? I did a show called the Full Monty, a live show musical, when I was 11. And the Full Monty, the original Broadway production of that, starred Patrick Wilson. Patrick Wilson got a start in musical theater. So he was the star of the Full Monty on Broadway. So I like studying that show, going into doing our own production of it. I love Patrick Wilson dating back then, and his family's here. They live in Tampa.
Okay.
So I've honestly loved most things Patrick Wilson has done. Lakeview Terrace, with Samuel L. Jackson, I loved.
That was
Um,
really good.
which I heard somebody call that a horror film. Um, it's a
Uh,
thriller. It's a
yeah,
thriller, right? If that
it's a thriller. Um, I don't know, a psycho thriller maybe.
psychologically, yeah,
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 I don't know. I can't categorize that as horror.
yeah. Oh, which let me I posted in the OTS group,
Mhm.
asking for people to give their top fives, which I should go through and read those real quick.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
Charlie says Roots. I
He
was
said
dying
roots for
to.
this. He said roots for the same reason why I said Get Out.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was, bro.
That is my
Listen,
absolute like worst nightmare right there. It's get trapped by white people and then yeah, nah, man.
man,
Nah.
I gotta go back and read those comments. There's no new comments in our live. We got 3 people still here. I don't like how Facebook looks on the computer anymore.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
Uh, I haven't been on a computer on Facebook in so long, so I might need your help to find it, because I can't even find the OTS group right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Let's see.
Let's see.
I posted it. I tagged you in it last night. All right. If anybody, we got 3 people here. Probably one of them is Derek. So who else is here? Let's chat more horror films. We're talking about Insidious. What did you guys like or dislike about Insidious?
All right.
Let's see.
So we have
You
Dave
got it.
Gentry. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. You're cool.
He said Rob Zombie's Halloween, Sinister, Insidious, Evil Dead, and Darkness Falls.
I haven't seen many of those.
Yes, Sinister I actually refuse to watch.
This is
That's
gonna be a
how,
fun 4 weeks. You ain't seen no horror films.
bro, I'll tell you, man. uh Charlie, he said Get Out, Insidious, The Escape Room, Butterfly Effect, It, and The Purge. Now I forgot about The Purge.
I don't know. I consider that a thriller, but
It's a thriller. I guess it would probably be a political horror film.
yeah,
If
yeah,
you
for
wanted to
sure.
create a genre for it.
It's gonna be real too.
Yeah, I know. Strap
Yeah.
up.
Maddie said Insidious was meh. It was predictable to me. See, I didn't think it was predictable. I don't know. I really enjoyed every element of that one. 2, I think, was a little creepier than 1. Maddie, I saw that with your sister, and she was terrified and in tears during 2. Um, uh, which I mean, that's another thing I think that is creepy. Is when they take place in like psych hospitals, which which I've worked in a psych hospital for the last 5 years, so we talk
Yeah.
about that. But some scary motherfuckers. But like the Crazies, that was another one that I forgot about. I don't know if you
Oh, I
saw
forgot
that.
about that one. Yeah.
That was decent. But Shutter Island, that is a psycho thriller, maybe horror film. Like I know a lot of people are scared of that one.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, I know a lot of people scared of that.
That's a really good psycho thriller. I don't know, man. This genre is so, and I honestly didn't really think about it until we started discussing this as a topic for the show.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize how many subgenres were in horror.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think it's such a difficult genre to be successful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's so many different subgenres. Like I said, are you going to see a horror film for gore? Are you going to see it for jump scares? Or what are you going to see it for? Because however you classify it is the type of horror film you're going to go see. You know what I mean? Joe Waters, what up, my guy? Drop your top 5 horror films. You and I have had discussions about films. I disagree with most of your points, but we can talk about it. Maddie said I'm a huge gore and deep, scary story person. So you gave
what
go ahead.
What film has combined those the best to you?
I don't know. Because I'm not a big gore person. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't make me sick to my stomach like it does some people, but I just think it's kind of cheap. It can be cheap. It's not always cheap, but it can be cheap.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's difficult. It's hard because I don't think there's been many that can successfully combine both gore and the eeriness of something like Insidious. But maybe probably it. Because there is a lot of gore, not a lot, but there's a good amount of gore in both of the It films. But there's also the fact that he plays on their deepest, darkest fears. You know what I mean?
Right.
That makes it eerie. So maybe it might be the best for that, in my opinion.
See, I was
Maddie said for me,
Paranormal
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street, classic.
But the original, or are you talking about the 2008 remake?
The
Maddie?
original. I didn't know.
Have you seen the 2008 one?
I was about to say I didn't even know they did an 08.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I just watched it actually like 2 months ago. They did it. It was around the same time My Bloody Valentine and Friday the 13th came out.
Oh, okay. All right.
Did you see that? The Friday the 13th in 2008?
I don't think so.
That was it.
Some of those, and I don't watch trailers, but some of those when I would see like the preview for it, like the beginning of the trailer, it looked so cheesy that it made me not want to go see it.
That's horror films. Like horror films are cheesy for the most part. You know what I mean? But I'm trying, and that was an interesting time because I don't think we can talk about the horror genre without talking about one of the most successful, I don't know if franchise is the right word, but Supernatural. I mean, it's a TV show, but it's gone on for 15 seasons, and I'm rewatching it now, and the original first 5 to 6 are actually, I'm not going to say scary because there's so much you can do. There's only so much you can do on television like that, on the CW or the WB when it first came out. But there's some scary moments in that show, and that was what was interesting with 2008 to me, because 2 of the biggest horror films starred Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. He was in My Bloody Valentine, and then Jared Padalecki was a star of Friday the 13th. Then that also had Danielle Panabaker from The Flash. Maddie said for her specifically, Nightmare on Elm Street 3 fucked with her the most. And then she said the 2008 one wasn't that good. It wasn't great. And that's another thing. If you've noticed, I feel like a lot of horror films pull from the CW for some reason. They pull, like, and that's another one that Katie Cassidy from Arrow was in that. She was also in the 90210, I believe, on the CW. It wasn't great. It wasn't that great.
I think for me, horror films are really good when they tap into the supernatural. So that show Supernatural, I've never watched. I've never really even had interest in watching it.
I love it, honestly. It was a great show.
But see,
It's long.
yeah, it is. This is like what 22 episodes per season or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna take a long time to watch. Um,
Especially now that they're in the 15th season.
yeah. But I think that's why Paranormal Activity, Insidious were the ones that I really liked. Now,
Mhm.
Sinister got so deep. Like I started to watch it, I had to turn that mess off, man. That
Yeah.
yeah, I don't I don't know what it was. I just had to turn it off. I might check it out again though. But I had to turn that one when that came out because I was like, that's not. And Ethan Hawke is an underrated actor. So for me, that was a movie I wanted to see, but nah, that wasn't
I
happening.
just watched rewatch. It's in my top 5 all time, but Training Day. I just watched 2 nights ago. I love that movie. I love that movie. That's my
Training Day.
second favorite film of all time.
There are some films I do not want them to remake. Training
Listen,
Day is one
they already did that. They did the TV show. Um,
of
they
Training
got
Day.
yeah, they did a TV show with Bill Paxton, but he passed and they canceled the show.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was the other way around. They had the Alonzo character be played by Bill Paxton, an older white guy, and then the young Ethan Hawke character was played by a young black guy. Look at the PC-ness here.
That just look, you can't touch Training Day, man. That's one of
Nah,
those
I
films.
never watched it. I never watched it. The show or the movie You Can't Beat. I love that movie. Let's talk. Let's talk Conjuring. Let's talk Conjuring.
Yes.
Patrick Wilson again. Vera Farmiga. I've been in love with her since the first time I saw The Departed. My number 1 favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
Uh, Now I want to because that spawned 8 films, right? So I forget what
Right.
they all are. Conjuring 1, 2. They have 3 coming out. They have the 3 different Annabelle films, The Nun, and The Curse of La Llorona, which I haven't seen The Curse of La Llorona yet. Last night I watched Annabelle Comes Home, which is the most recent Annabelle film, which was probably the closest tied to the Conjuring film because Ed and Lorraine are in it.
Oh, okay.
Technically, for like 5 minutes. The
Okay.
movie opens with them like going away for a day, okay, and they leave their daughter with a babysitter, and the babysitter is played by Madison Eisman, who's the blonde from Jumanji. Um,
Hmm.
and she's a babysitter, and honestly, I want you to watch it. It's not scary really at all to me. Nothing in that movie started to happen until an hour and 5 minutes into it. There was barely any
A little slow
supernatural
burn.
any. It was a slow. It was man. It was a. It wasn't a bad movie. I enjoyed it, but it was very comedic up until that point. There
Okay.
was barely any eeriness, and then there's definitely the cliches, and that's. I mean, Ed and Lorraine have their basement locked up, filled with their prizes from all the cases that they've worked,
Yeah.
and then Madison Eisman's character, her best friend, came because she was interested to get a peek at any of that.
Hmm.
So she snuck downstairs and basically touched everything that was in there, letting loose the spirit that covers Annabelle, and then all hell breaks loose. There was a werewolf. It was enjoyable. It just wasn't scary.
Yeah.
Hey,
Now the
hey, Chrissy is here. Hi.
hey Christina. The what's it called? The Conjuring was that was freaky as hell. I don't know, and I know exactly which scene scared the hell out of me. It was actually I think
Tell me.
when that was in the trailer. You remember when that lady was going to the basement? She had the matches that she was trying to
Mhm.
see her way into the basement,
Mhm.
and because she kept hearing the claps, and then all of a sudden those hands came on the side of her and right next
Yeah,
to her,
yeah, yeah.
and
Hold on. I thought you didn't watch trailers, Doug.
I watched it after.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah, now
right.
I watch trailers after I see the movie just so I
Mhm.
could see what because I know there's a lot they're gonna spoil
Yeah.
and that's it for me. But yeah, that part, yeah, that one got me. That one got
I
me.
So like I said, a lot of horror films don't scare me, so I really don't even check them out like that. But somebody that I took acting classes with a long time ago here in Tampa, Shanley Caswell, I remember when she had told me that she booked a horror film starring Patrick Wilson, and she knew I loved Patrick Wilson because of Monty. And so I was excited to see that. And she was the older girl, the older daughter.
Oh yeah.
She I think she did great in that. I think that movie was very good. I do think Conjuring 2 is better.
Okay.
You haven't seen that, right?
I don't think I have.
That's on HBO Max too. That's on HBO Max, so you should check that out. And we can, if you watch it before the next one, we can talk about that a little bit. But also, we're gonna come back to Conjuring, but real quick, I did want to mention to you the thing about Insidious that I love the most, that makes me laugh, is the fact that the monster, or the main, not the monster, the main ghost or whatever, that is revealed at the end, the guy with the red face, in the credits, he is credited as the red lipstick face demon. Why the fuck did they credit him as that?
Wow.
The red lipstick face demon.
Couldn't come up with anything shorter and better, huh?
Yeah, I mean, the red lipstick face demon, that's what it is.
Now,
hey, Charlie, what up, my guy? We just talked about you a minute ago.
yeah. Now, speaking of horror shows, American Horror Story is one of my favorites, and my favorite season was the Red Moon. Did you ever see that?
No, I haven't seen the show. I want to. Really? I always forget about it. I always forget it exists. But I do want to see it. I do want to see it. And I want to watch it and take it seriously and not remember that the one kid in that got spanked by Michael from The Office.
I forgot about that, man. You sure did.
Ratchet is another one I want to watch. It just came out
on Netflix
with Sarah Paulson. I haven't seen that yet.
Sarah Paulson is phenomenal.
Oh, I mean, I think the first time I saw her was People vs. OJ, and she killed that role.
She killed it. Yeah. And the sad thing, I knew her from American Horror Story, and
that was first, right?
Yeah, with her and being in that series.
Kathy Bates is in there. Angela Bassett.
Yeah, Kathy Bates and Angela Bassett. Those three make that series what it is.
I did see the first season. I did, because I remember the Down syndrome actress, and I have a Down syndrome sister, and I blew me away. She blew me away.
I don't know if I saw the first season.
I think but the Down syndrome actress is in every season. Maybe not more recent seasons, but I remember when I worked at Publix, one of my managers told me because he knew I had a Down syndrome sister, and said that the fact that they're just the diversity in that, and hiring people with disabilities. He loved that there's a Down syndrome actress in the show.
No, she's phenomenal in that show.
Maddie said Ratchet is so good. I said Ratchet. Ratchet is so good. 10/10 recommend. I'm
gonna check that out.
I gotta watch it. Yeah. I love Sarah Paulson. One, I think she's a phenomenal actress. Two, she's gorgeous. You loved her hair in People vs. OJ.
Bruh, that was the most distracting part of that show.
I know. I'm trying to think. All right, so Conjuring. Have you what in the Conjuring series have you seen? Have you seen the spinoffs?
No. I saw the first one. I think I did see a good chunk of the second one. I just didn't complete it, so I need to go back and watch that whole thing. But that first one, man, that was one of the best horror films I had seen in a while when I checked it out.
Yeah.
Between that and Paranormal Activity, those were just phenomenal.
And I've only seen the first one, but like Insidious and probably The Conjuring more so than Insidious, but Paranormal Activity really kind of shaped a generation, because that was a massive hit. They milked it for every cent that it was worth.
They did.
They should have left it alone. But I do remember, like I said, I saw that with Nolan Ammon and Noah Centineo in Burbank, and that movie. I remember them being like, "Let's go see it." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to."
Yeah.
But being dragged to go see it, one loving it, but also being terrified of it because of how real it seemed. You know what I mean?
It was very
Like,
real. It
yeah,
felt like that. And what I think what impressed me the most was, they, of course, they shot it like the Blair Witch Project, but I think the budget was like something low, like
I thought it was
12,000 or something like that.
I thought it was 250.
250
I think
some
Blair Witch Project was 12,000.
Blair Witch was 12,000.
I
Okay.
think so.
I do know, but I do know when Paranormal Activity was a small budget, and it looks like a
Yeah.
smaller budget film compared to the second and third one. But that's what I think, that grittiness is what makes it so real. And oh man, I need to watch it again, man. I
Mhm.
don't know what it is. It's something about this time of year that I just have to watch a horror
Yeah.
film. I have to.
Brings it out of you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Maddie says, "What's one horror film that shocked you?" I'm gonna let you take that because I don't know. I have to think about it.
That
I don't know.
shocked me.
I don't get shocked in movies really because I just see everything coming for the most part.
Well,
I don't know.
Paranormal Activity. Paranormal Activity. It
Yeah.
gave me that shock. It gave me that shock. Because there was some things. Actually, you know what? I think it was the second one where one of the sisters, I think she ended up getting possessed or something like that. She was just came running out of the dark.
Yeah.
Bro, when I tell you, I was watching that on my laptop. I jumped up. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, because I didn't expect to see that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when you can see something coming,
You ever close your eyes watching a horror film? You're like, nope. I'm not.
yeah,
I know it's coming. I'm gonna just close my eyes, let it happen, and then I'll open my eyes after.
yeah, I do. I have done that, but you know what? I really do that toward. I'll either turn the volume down, fast forward, or like if it's on TV, I might turn channel. Whenever someone's playing with the Ouija board,
Yeah, I don't like that. But that's our religious upbringing. That's our Christianity. I don't mess with that. I don't like that. I
bro.
can't. It just creeps me out. I remember not even a scary show, but Kyle XY in episode 5, they pulled out a Ouija board during a rainy day, and I'm like, nope, don't do that.
About Kyle
Don't do it.
XY.
That's a great show.
That was
That's
a great show. I
That's a great show.
the first time I've actually watched a Ouija board scene was a few weeks ago when I watched Lovecraft Country.
Good show. Great show.
So you're into
Shout
that
out
show?
Lucius Basson.
Bro. That show is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I will say that has there's been 2 episodes that have made me actually stand up out of my chair and just sit like, ooh.
That was me and Get Out. That was me and Get Out, man.
Oh, Get Out made you do that?
Yeah, like go ahead. I'll talk about Get Out in a second. Sorry.
Okay. No, you good. This past episode, where those figures were chasing after the girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Every time they came on the screen, I was just like, God, man. And see, that's what I love about. Yeah, and that's what I love about well done productions, when you can take me out of the production mindset to just be an audience member and actually get scared. I'm there. So Lovecraft Country has done that about, I'd say about 10 times, where I've been like, my heart's been racing or whatever, or it's just something like, even like, I think it was the first episode when Tick, his uncle and Letty were in the car and they had to only go like 25 miles per hour. They were trying to get out of that city limit. Bro, I was literally sitting here. I knew, of course, they were actually going to make it. Like from a production standpoint, I knew they were going to make it. But the
keeps you on edge though.
It was the anticipation of what was actually about to happen that kept making me just sit here. I was like, oh my God, my heart's pounding, my heart's pounding, my heart's pounding. And once they made it, I was able to exhale.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is, movie or show, whatever can do that, they've done their job. When you can make
Absolutely.
people in media production forget about the job itself, you've done your job.
Yeah. And that goes right back to what I was about to say with Get Out, is that Jordan Peele is such a genius, right?
Yes.
But we didn't know that yet. We knew he was a comedic genius. We did
Yeah.
not know that he was a genius in this way before
Yeah.
Get Out, right? So I'm watching Get Out, and very early on when I saw that she was eating Fruit Loops, dry Fruit Loops, in a separate bowl from the milk,
Mm-hmm.
or when maybe it was in a glass or whatever. And I
Yeah.
was like, there's no way. Like, it's keeping the color separated. Wow. Okay. And
I
then
didn't
at
even
that
catch
point,
that.
I knew I had to pay attention to everything as soon as I saw that. I like the subtlety is phenomenal. And Get Out brought me out of the production mindset to pay attention to those little subtleties that was telling the story, because I really think the subtlety of Get Out is what makes it special.
You know why I didn't pay attention to that?
Hmm.
Because when I eat my cereal, I'll pour milk into the bowl and I'll put a little bit of cereal in at a time.
Trash.
So
Trash. Listen, I've
that's
had
why
this,
that didn't even come to me.
That's wrong. That is incorrect. That is not the right way to live
the
life.
only way to eat cereal for me, bro.
I listen. Are you from St. Louis? Because every single person from St. Louis I know does this. I had an hour-long debate with Flame about this 3 years ago. I'm like, stop doing that. Like, he's like, nope, this is how you eat cereal.
I don't like soggy
cereal.
He
doesn't do a little bit. He pours the milk and then there's like a whole bowl of cereal. I'm like, no, can't do it.
Wait, what? He
pours the milk first, and then he pours out all the cereal into the milk that he's gonna eat.
Oh no. That right there gives you soggy cereal. I can't do that. So
and
that's why
ever since then I stopped listening to Clear Sight music. I can't. No, I stopped listening to Clear Sight when he signed Young Noah. I can't. Maddie said we can't talk about horror films without American Horror Story. There's what, like 9 seasons of that now? I've seen the first. And I do love that they use the same cast and filter out different stories. I think that's great.
I think season 4 or 5 was the Red Blood Moon.
Mm-hmm.
That to me, and I had loved the previous seasons, but that one right there was probably my favorite one. And since then, I mean, the stories are all great, but that one was just my absolute favorite because they shot it like a reality TV show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just different. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was a season when Angela Bassett was introduced. I could be wrong. Maddie, am I wrong about that? Because that she kills her role in that series all in all. But that one, no, the season when she was introduced was when they were in New Orleans. I'm my bad. I think she was a witch doctor in that one. But man, you have to watch them because
they're not long. They're not 22 episodes. They're 13, I think, right?
Yeah, 13 or 14, something like that. Yeah, they're pretty short. But that's a great series. It's just a great series. FX has I don't think I've seen a bad series on FX.
And we gotta give Ryan Murphy his flowers. So like the stories he tells are so diverse. Like he can go from horror films or horror content to Glee. Well, Glee to horror, I guess. But and then now he's doing musicals with Netflix, and he's all over the place, and he's just phenomenal. And he does well. Tyler Perry does not. He stays as busy as Tyler Perry, but Maddie said you were correct.
Yeah, that, bro. If you don't watch any other season first, go watch that Red Blood Moon one.
Okay, that's another thing is the fact that it's all individual stories. I can pick up any season that is recommended. So, Maddie, do you agree? What is it? What'd you say?
Red Blood Moon. I think that's
Red Blood Moon. Is that the best season, Maddie? What's your favorite season?
Because that was great.
One thing we're going to discuss when we talk about family Halloween films. This movie it has to come up, but I thought this was interesting when I was looking through the horror film section on HBO Max. You know what? You know what's in there? because they have Halloween film that's separate from the horror film,
Mhm.
right? So because they have different, like the Addams Family and different like Halloween themed stuff. But what the
Right.
movie that caught me off guard, which I can see it, but it still surprised me, was the first live action Scooby Doo was in the horror section on HBO Max.
Really?
But tell me, well, you're older than me, but like for like me, the first time I saw it was when it came out. I was probably like 6. It's creepy. It's a creepy movie. There's some creepy elements to it. It's not scary, but
I
as an
didn't-
adult, it's not scary.
I didn't
But it's
get,
great.
I didn't get scared or creeped out by it.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I think that's what made that movie so good, though, is that it was real monsters. You know what I mean? Like different that differentiated it from the animated series.
Yeah.
And 2 is obviously, it's not scary at all. Like that was just more goofy than anything, which I liked it. But I thought it was interesting because they do have Scooby-Doo 2 on HBO Max. It's just not in the horror section. It's in the family section.
That's interesting.
So I thought that was interesting. Maddie said Coven is her favorite season.
Yeah, Covenant, man. You know what?
I
I don't know
think
how to rank these.
Coven is one I hear about all the time. That seems to be the definitive number one.
I'm not mad at that being number one. I just I forgot about that one. Yeah. I want to rank them. I just need to figure out how to.
How many seasons? Is 19 or 19? 9, I mean.
I think it's around 9 or 10. If I'm not mistaken, the last one was about some summer camp. It's like in the 1980s or something like that. I haven't finished that one, but I think I watched like the first 4 episodes. That was really good. I liked how they did that one. I gotta go back and look, man, because American Horror Story is just a great franchise. That is a phenomenal franchise, and I agree with her. You can't talk about horror without that show, man. You can't. So I would say those 2 seasons, Coven and Red Blood Moon, go watch those.
But maybe tell me what you think. And Maddie, I think you're the only person still here in the live, which I appreciate. But you tell me what you think too. I think maybe potentially horror is something that belongs in series form because you can explore it better. You can drag it out a little more. You can make it more eerie and scary in that element. Whereas if you're trying to force a story into an hour and a half to 2 hours, it might come off gimmicky, like a lot of horror films do.
I think if you do a horror show and then you branch it into a movie, it would make more sense because of the amount of time you have for a series.
Yeah,
I agree with that because the films, if you don't have anything to really build from, it is going to come off corny because you have to fast track a lot of timeline and stuff like that. But if you do a show and then go into a movie, that would be phenomenal. I think if American Horror Story came out with the film, that would.
Would you want the same cast?
For sure. Yeah. Even depending on if they just decide to make a movie off of a specific season, that I think that could easily be one of the best horror films. Easily.
Yeah. Maddie says horror as a series is such a good idea.
Yeah. No, I agree.
You get a good sense of the history behind it, and you can really see the psychology that makes you creeped out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's one of those things that you need time to build.
Yeah.
If you don't have that time, it's not gonna come across well.
Right. Yeah. Well, listen, I think this was see, now the people are coming in the live. I think this was a great episode. I like that we went live. Maybe we should do that more often we should look into Twitch and all that for OTS and stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But all right, this has been another episode of Realish. Thank you to everybody on YouTube Live and Instagram Live. We will be back next week. Maybe we'll announce it this time and do it on maybe an evening time or something like that, so we can get more people in on the discussion. But this week we discussed top 5 horror films. Next week, I believe, was was it contemporary next week? Or no, it was 80s, 90s, I think.
80s, 90s, and I think
All right, next week, 80s, 90s, horror films, slasher films, stuff like that. So y'all come ready with your list, and we'll be here and we'll be ready. All right, so we're signing out. Absolutely. All right, yo, this is Realish. My name's LJ.
Derek.
All right, we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.